I moved into a nursing home thinking I'd finally find peace. A place where my meals were served, my health was monitored, and my days would be safe and easy. But I was wrong. What I discovered behind those doors wasn't comfort. It was compromise and regret. If you're over 60 or helping aging parents make this decision, listen carefully. These are the 6 brutal truths I wish someone had told me before I made the move. Welcome back to Wisdom of Older Age, where life experience meets honesty. Here, we talk about real aging, real struggles, and real strength. If you're someone who's looking to live the second half of life with awareness and dignity, make sure to subscribe because what we share here could change your future. Older Adult 1. Loneliness in a crowd is still loneliness. When I moved into the home, I assumed I'd be surrounded by people like me. Seniors who wanted to chat, play cards, swap stories. But I quickly learned just being near others doesn't mean you're connected. Most residents stay in their rooms. TVs blare in the background. Some sit at tables staring into space. Others simply forget who they are or who you are. The staff is polite but too busy to talk. Your family may visit, but visits get fewer. It's the quiet that's the loudest. Studies show that chronic loneliness is as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It weakens your immune system, shortens your life, and crushes your spirit. If you're not prepared for the emotional isolation, this environment can break your heart before your body. Door 2. You lose your independence in big and small ways. I thought I'd still be able to make my own decisions. But suddenly everything had rules. You eat what's given. You sleep when they say. You can't just walk outside when you want. Even a shower needs to be scheduled. And privacy? That's a luxury, not a guarantee. Imagine a stranger walking in while you're half-dressed. Or telling you it's not time to use the restroom yet. Your world shrinks. Your choices vanish. You begin to feel like a child again without the joy. It's not that nursing homes are cruel, they're just designed for efficiency, not individuality. If autonomy matters to you, consider alternatives like aging in place with part-time caregivers or assisted living with private space. Pill 3. Medication can be misused without you realizing. I remember my roommate clearly. She was cheerful, lively, and always singing to herself. Then one day she was silent, dazed. A nurse said, "Oh, they adjusted her medication," but something felt off. Later I learned, many nursing homes overprescribe sedatives to manage behavior, especially in patients with dementia or agitation. And guess what? Families often don't know the full list of prescriptions. Side effects like confusion, loss of balance, and even faster decline become normal. The truth? Some medications are given not for your well-being, but for staff convenience. Demand a medication review. Bring in your personal physician. And never be afraid to ask, why? Bed 4. The food isn't what you'd expect, and it takes a toll. Nutrition is everything when you're older. But in many homes, meals are made for cost and ease, not health. Think processed meats, powdered mashed potatoes, overcooked canned vegetables, fresh fruit. Maybe twice a week. I felt sluggish. My blood pressure rose. I even developed leg cramps, something I never had before. You are what you eat, and in nursing homes, you eat what's cheapest. If you're considering a facility, ask for a week of sample menus. Ask if families can bring food, or if residents can make special requests. Because what you eat at 80 can decide how well you live or how fast you decline. Bell 5. Staff turnover hurts more than you realize. Just when I started trusting one caregiver, she was gone. Replaced by someone who didn't know my routine, my allergies, or even how I liked my coffee. This happened again, and again, and again. The lack of consistency leads to medical errors, emotional detachment, and increased confusion, especially for those with memory issues. And it's not always the nursing home's fault. Many caregivers are underpaid, overworked, and exhausted. But the effect on you as a resident is devastating. When evaluating a home, ask about staff turnover rates. It might be the most important question you ask. Soap 6. Your dignity can quietly fade away. This is the hardest one to talk about. There's a moment when you need help standing up. Another when someone has to help you use the toilet. Then someone starts feeding you because your hands shake. You tell yourself it's okay, but deep down you begin to feel like a burden. Sometimes staff doesn't knock. Sometimes they rush you. Sometimes they forget your name. And that's when dignity slips, not with a scream, but with a whisper. You are still a human being, no matter how old, how fragile, or how slow. And every person deserves to be treated with compassion. This truth hurt me the most. Aging is not a weakness. And wanting comfort in your later years doesn't mean you should give up your power. I'm sharing this not to scare you, but to prepare you. To help you or your loved ones ask better questions, make wiser decisions, and choose aging with awareness. So remember. Don't wait until you're desperate. Plan now. Visit places. Talk to loved ones. Create a roadmap for aging that reflects your values. Speech balloon, tell me in the comments, have you or someone you know experienced life in a nursing home? Was it positive? Painful? Or somewhere in between? Pushpin, if you found this video helpful, insightful, or moving, hit that like button, subscribe to Wisdom of Older Age, and share this with someone who may need to hear it. We are building a community here where aging is not something to fear, but to face with courage, clarity, and compassion. Folded hands until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and never forget. Your story still matters.